Hello everybody, welcome to my channel Ashley's Treasure, and today I am going to do some mask making, and as you can guess, we are going to make some postage stamps. And I got inspired from this paper that gave me the idea. So I'm going to start using glue stick, possibly some art glitter glue, a distressing tool, and you can also do that with scissors, and going to need some scissors. And my small ones for fussy cutting need an small X-Acto knife. And then I'm going to need a ruler. I'm going to need some stamps with numbers on them. And then also some with the postage, stamps, like these ones right here. And then the paper that got me inspired to do, that I got from a store. And an acrylic block. And then I'm going to use two different types of distress ink, some oxide and regular ink. So this is the paper that gave me the idea. And since I'm doing my winter woodland journal, I'm going to go with the blue. And these were so that they could punch out those smiley faces. That's why they're perforated. But I loved this stamp because it actually spells out cent on there. And this stamp says 62 cents. And so I thought that would be perfect. And I saw there's a bunch of other numbers that I could make up my own, to have different numbers and being all the same price. And then I'm going to use these ones to stamp over it. And so I got these pictures from a dictionary. And these are so much fun to make faux postage stamps out of. And so I already kind of got some cut out and figured out which ones I'm going to use. And I'm going to fussy cut some out really quick. And I end up just having the rabbit, which I already had fussy cut out. And then this one I used a scrap piece of a die cut that I had all the way back when I did my Peter Rabbit journal. And yeah, I just cut the corners off, and I'm going to use that for the rabbit. But I fussy cutted the rabbit out, or the rabbit and the feather out. I end up using all the other ones as is, and they're not the exact size as the squares that are perforated into the paper. So I'm going to have to cut some of the extra pieces off. So I'm just kind of gluing these down with a glue stick because dictionary pages are kind of thin, and I was afraid of using the art glitter glue because of being water-based, that it would make the page kind of like bumpy and warpy. It wouldn't glue on flat. So that's why I used the glue stick. And so yeah, I'm just gluing them down first, and I'm trying to get like somewhat of an even border going around. That one fits in there perfectly. So yeah, just doing one at a time. That one's going to need a little bit cut off on the side. I didn't really do any measurements quite really. I pretty much just eyeballed it, positioned it where I liked it. This one I just found a scrap piece of paper, which was just the right size from the dictionary. It was like, I don't know, probably like 1 by 1 square. So I'm going to lay that down first, and then the feather over it. I like that a lot more. And now I'm going to kind of press that down, make sure it's all stuck well. Start tearing them apart. So I'm folding all the creases and start tearing it apart. see how that one, it just needed a tad bit. So I got my ruler out and my X-Acto knife, and I am just kind of stabbing it, just doing little dabs all the way down. The ruler kept wobbling on me a little, sliding a little bit, so it's not exactly perfect, but that's okay. And then I'm just kind of folding where I made all those little stabs, folding it the other way, and now just pulling it off, just like the rest of them. And it worked perfect. It looks just like the rest. So now I'm going to finish tearing the rest of them apart. This one I did give, like, I wanted to have somewhat of an even border around it, so I kind of eyeballed or measured a little bit of how big of a gap I want around it, and just did a little stab with the knife and then kind of went off from that. You could use a pencil and mark where you want it, but I was just making it easy. I wasn't worried about using a pencil, because then would have to erase it, and that'd just be more work. Bend it both way and then start tearing it off, and look, perfect. I really liked this idea. The feather didn't need any because it was already perforated all the way around. This one I needed I had a thicker border around it, so I think I did it like, I don't know, half a centimeter. And again, just keep stabbing it, making little holes the way down. And then another way I thought I could try is by I have a teeny tiny hole punch, and it's used to go through like metal and stuff. And I cut in like half a circle, so I didn't completely cut through because I'm only doing half the circle. And it kind of gave that, because it's like how postage stamps are. They got little holes cut out, which gives that look. But I didn't like, because of all of it that I left in the back, so I kept trying to like snip the extra pieces off. But that is another way you could give that postage stamp look. And I just kept going back in and doing a little more, and I really like the ruler and the X-Acto knife more. Another way is by using, if you have these fussy scissors or fancy scissors. These are the really small scalloped ones. It's a very common one I see all the time in thrift stores. But yeah, I was just carefully, straight as I can, trying to line it up. And it does make it help look like a little postage stamp. And then I had this one, but because being such a small postage stamp, it just didn't look right. It looked too big, but this could possibly work if you're doing a bigger postage stamp. So I went back to the small scalloped. And the scallop scissors, you can use like forwards or backwards, so it goes the other way. It will look good either way. And then I was also trying to use the small hole punch again on this one. And I think this one, it turned out a little bit better than the last one I tried doing it with. Sorry, it's a little bit close to me so I could see what I was doing, because being so small. And I'm just snipping off the extra pieces in the back. The pieces that were hanging off. Just kind of like looping in and kind of cutting it off. And now I got little pieces everywhere. Another way was just using my distress tool and just distressing it. You can use scissors for that as well. But I went back to using the ruler and the knife and just doing little stabs. I think that worked out the best, especially after you do it a couple times, you get the hang of it. And I still gave it some distressed look to it, so they all look the same, all four sides. Okay, now I had a scrap piece of some onion paper, which is very delicate paper. And I needed, what was it, like an inch and a quarter? Because I'm going to do it in the middle of one of the little stamps with the rabbit. And the reason why I use this paper is because you can kind of see that it's partly see-through, kind of like vellum in a way. And so I thought that'd be perfect because I didn't want white paper. I wanted it to be somewhat see-through, more faded. And so I'm going to put that right in the middle, and then the two pieces of the die cut, the two corners, I'm going to put there so they meet up in the center. And then I was thinking about doing the bunny rabbit on top of it. This is going to be kind of a fancier stamp. So again, I'm going to use my permanent glue stick because again, this is very thin paper. So again, I was too afraid to use the art glitter glue that it would just be all bumpy and everything. It wouldn't glue down flat. And then I tried using the glue stick to glue the little die cut corners on, which did work, but it was kind of messy. So on the second one, I end up using my art glitter glue, just doing tiny little dots. It does not need much. That was a nice way to finally use up some scraps that I had laying around. And now I'm going to glue the bunny right on top of it. So now I got them all cut out, and I thought, why not add the names as well? Because they had the names of the animals in the dictionary. So I'm fussy cutting that out really quick, and I'm going to figure out where I'm going to place it onto the stamp. So I got the mink, the chickadee, the elk, the badger. I can't remember if I think the rabbit was the only one I couldn't find because I already had that fussy cut out. But yes, again, I'm going to use the glue stick to glue them down, and that made a big difference, being able to have the name of them on there as well. All right, now all of them are down. So now I'm going to use the Ice Spruce Distress Oxide, and this is when the fun begins. This is when I'm starting to choose which numbers to put on there, the price of the stamps. And that one was perfect. It was already ready to go. And then I really wanted to use this one that says the price on there, that spells out cent. So, and that's all I want. So I am using my washi tape to tape off everything that I do not want it to stamp. One more side to go. Almost there. Alright, and now, again, using the Ice Spruce, making sure I got the right side, and just dabbing it on there, and then closing the ink so I don't make a mess, and then removing the washi tape to stamp it on there. So I'm going to try it on the nuthatch, on the top right, and it turned out perfect. Although the ink did take a little bit longer to dry on this paper because the pages from the dictionary kind of has that like slight waxy feel to it, so it did take a hot minute for it to absorb all the ink and dry. And now I'm just, this was a strip of numbers, and so I'm just like, um, put ink on two of the numbers. I think it says 36. Yeah. Although the two kind of got some of the ink too, which you can slightly see. I tried rubbing it off, and so I tried my eraser, trying to erase it. I put a dab of water on it, and that still didn't make it remove either. But it did help fade it a little bit, so it wasn't that noticeable. This one I'm going to do the 62 cents again. That one's really easy. I kept trying to change them up. Some of them I did the same, some of them I did differently. I didn't want them all the same. These are all stamps that I got from Temu as well. This one I want to do the number and then the word sent underneath it. So I'm just reapplying the washi tape again, lining up just right. Ink, remove the tape, and stamp again. And now I'm going to use the next color. Since I have all the prices down, this one's going to be the Pumice Stone ink. And there was 3 of these that I really liked. I ended up, rotating because I didn't want the same ones on there on each one of them. This one I really like, 'cause it has like a wavy to it. And this is when I thought maybe I should be having some scrap paper underneath here so I don't get ink all over my table. And then this one had stars, and I ended up not really liking this one. So I just stuck with the other 3. Sorry, my voice might sound a little funny. Um, the pollen here is terrible, and so I did end up getting sick because of it, because it's so bad. It's like impossible not to. And so I got that dry tickle in my throat, which makes it very hard to talk without coughing. So I tried. And then this one I'm doing on the bottom right corner. And then the elk I'm going to do on the right side. And I kept doing it like halfway off of the stamp. And then this one, the squiggly lines, I used this one. I had one, like 3 different ones, and this one I liked the most because it was the smallest. Unlike the other 3, the waves were bigger, like wider, because being such small postage stamps. I used the smaller one so you could see more details. And some of them I did more than once. Yeah, I did the bottom left, and this one I did the top right. It made a huge difference. So it actually made it look like used postage stamps. It was so much fun. Definitely something I want to do again. And here they are all done already. It was really quick, really easy. Here's a close-up. Here's the mink. The badger. It's so cute. The fancy rabbit. I accidentally got some ink up there, but that's okay because that's what happens when they go through the mail. They get dirty and ink spreads. There's the feather. I don't like it with the stars, but that's okay. I love the nuthatch. That one turned out so good. And the elk. I really like the elk too. I like those. Sorry, I like those two different colors of ink that I used. I think that turned out really good. The colors that I have going on. There's the hedgehog, and then the chickadee. I think this one's my favorite. This one was from another dictionary, but this one had colors, pictures. But yes, I hope you liked it. If so, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.